Hello, everyone. This is Willie Pena, co-founder of Teens Wanna Know. I am here on the phone with Milo Manheim, who will be seen starring as the male lead in a new Disney Channel musical movie, Zombies, set to release in January 2018, just a few months away. The part came after Milo started turning heads in the musical theater scene. He was recently seen in the new musical Generation Me, for which he won the Best Leading Actor award for his role at the 2017 New York Musical Festival. He is also the son of award-winning actress Cameron Manheim. Hi, Milo. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, no problem.
Are you calling from New York or LA? Where are you right now?
Calling from LA.
Okay, so you're experiencing the same heat wave I am.
Yeah, it's bad over here.
All right, cool. Now, before we get into your new role in Disney's upcoming Zombies, let's get a little bit of background. I'm sure you're going to be answering this question quite a bit. Tell us how you got into acting.
I guess I never really got into it. It was more of just something I was doing since I was little because, I was raised by my mom, who's an actress, and I always loved it. There was never really a moment that I can remember where I just decided this is what I want to do. It was kind of always, what I had hoped, I would pursue. But I've been doing musicals my whole life, and I never got into acting on screen until finally someone actually reached out to me to do this movie.
Oh, cool. See, I was going to ask you how you got this role. But before I get into that, so you've been doing musical theater for a while since you were a child, so on stage stuff. And so you did not audition for this when you actually got called for it?
I did. I auditioned for it, but I had been auditioning for things when I was much younger, and I wasn't really getting anything. And, I kind of just decided right now it wasn't the best time for me. And then I started to do more and more musicals at school. And one of the old casting agents, Amber Horn, that saw me in one of the auditions when I was younger, she came to see the show, and she loved it, and she wanted me to come in for this role. And I went in, and like a couple auditions later, I was getting ready to go to Toronto and shoot.
That's amazing. What did you do to celebrate when you got the role?
When I first found out I got the role, I didn't really comprehend what was going on. So it was more like 2 weeks after I heard, I started to freak out. Because when I first got the call telling me that, I'm Zed, I just put down the phone and I continued watching TV or whatever, because I honestly thought it was a dream. And there's moments in life where I still think it's a dream, but then I remember this is actually happening.
Right. Then you start doing interviews with people like me, and you're like, "Hey, this is something." Well, hold on, hang on, because I've interviewed a lot of Disney and Nick stars before they became huge. Some of them, I remember, maybe 100 or 200 Twitter followers, maybe 70 Instagram followers, and now some of these kids have a million plus. And I kind of predict that's going to happen. It's probably going to happen to you. So get ready for the ride, and it's going to be interesting to see you progress through it past January. Kind of excited that I'm getting to talk to you now before you get too famous, actually.
Oh, come on. You can talk to me whenever. I'm always here.
All right, Milo. So now that you've mentioned the name of your character, Zed, in Disney Zombies, which is coming out January 2018. I've heard a little bit about the film, but really don't know what it's about, besides it involves cheerleaders and the living dead, which is an interesting combination. So could you enlighten me on the movie and your role in it?
Yeah, so basically it's a movie about this town called Seabrook, and they're divided. One half of the town is humans, and one half of the town is zombies. And I live in Zombieland. I'm a zombie. Yeah. And for years and years, zombies haven't been able to attend human high school, but when the movie starts, it's the first day that zombies can go to school. So my hopes and dreams going into this new school are that I can be on the football team. I'm going to be a great student. I'm just so excited for everything to come. And then after I'm in class and the conditions are just terrible, I want to take a stand. And then I find this girl who's a human, and she knows what it's like not fitting in as well, and they kind of, I don't know, you're going to have to watch the movie to see what happens between them, but it's just really it's really a metaphor for, accepting people for who they are and not, being mean, honestly. It's all about just giving people a chance and don't think you know someone when you really don't know them.
Yeah, it sounds like it's got a pretty good message. Now, being a Disney film with a young cast, I'm sure there were some on-set shenanigans. So what's the funniest thing to happen on set?
Funniest thing to happen on set? Honestly, just any time Kingston was on set, who plays my little sister in the movie, it was always a good time, and we were always laughing because she's just the cutest thing you'll ever see in your life. And there was one late-night shoot where we were in Zombieland, and we were filming some scene where the humans break into Zombieland, and we were all so tired because it was a pretty late shoot, and Kingston had so much energy for some reason, and she was just bouncing off the walls, and she kept us alive, and we just had the best time. We couldn't stop laughing.
So the small zombie on the set kept all the humans awake. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, speaking of zombies, what's your favorite zombie movie of all time? Besides this one, of course, that you're starring in.
Yeah, right. Not a movie, but I do love The Walking Dead. If I were to pick a movie, I would say Zombieland. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Great movie.
It's funny, it's a funny movie.
Funny movie.
The zombies in that movie are nothing like the zombies in that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, are these fast zombies?
They're just it's basically, they're just a normal person. They're like a human, except they look different, and they're just, they live differently. Their culture is different, but everything else, they're just cool, They walk, they run, they do whatever. They don't eat people. They're just really chill people.
All right, cool. Well, that's going to be interesting. A different kind of zombie. All right. Moving on. Your mom is Emmy and Golden Globe winning actress Cameron Manheim. Does she ever give you acting advice, and do you take it, or are you more like, thanks, Mom, but I got this,
When I was younger, she gave me lots of acting advice. I would ask her a lot of things, and she helped me out. But as I grow older, the parts that I am trying to play usually are more a 16-year-old boy like me, and not a woman like her. So I think a lot of the time I would know how to, present something or do something like I would, whereas a lot of the time, she can't really help me there. But I ask her all the time for things, but sometimes when she tells me what to do, I just kind of ignore it.
like any good teenage boy, actually.
Right.
What do you think is the best tip she ever gave you, though? I'm sure she's given you at least one or two good nuggets.
Oh, there's so many. I guess she said once to me that I never forget whenever I go into audition. She says, when you're going in there, you're not trying to win them over. You start with 100 points. You walk in there and you're on fire. All you can you just gotta maintain your points. If you mess up, you can't dwell on it, and you can't think the whole audition is ruined. So when I go in there, I try to tell myself that I'm gonna do the best I can do, and just if I'm not right for the part, it's not because of me. It's just because I'm not right for the part.
Yeah,
that really helped.
Yeah, that's great. That's great advice. All right, cool. What's been your most memorable standout moment in show business so far?
Are we talking about the movie, or are we talking about?
No, just in your storied. I guess you're 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah.
In those years, having a famous mom, being on Broadway, and also living in LA, bi-coastal kind of life, at least to some degree. Right. What's been the thing that's just stuck out most?
Right. I see a lot of, things behind the scenes that are so cool. My mom was just in Spring Awakening on Broadway, and I just love just being behind the scenes, seeing how that all works. But I think the most memorable moment for me was, it's not a singular time, but it's just any time someone talks about something that I'm doing, and they talk about it so casual, like, oh yeah, you're gonna get like 1 million followers. Like, that's crazy. And that's the stuff that it makes me think I'm dreaming. You know, when someone's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna go to Florida and you're gonna sing at Disney World. Like, that's crazy. Just every day on set was a memorable moment, and it was just like, I could tell you what happened every single day.
That's awesome, because it sounds like you really appreciate it and you're not taking it for granted, which, you know.
I am so grateful. I feel like the luckiest person on the planet.
Right on, right on. You just gained about 30 brownie points. You already had a lot of brownie points, but now you gained some more with me, because that's important.
I mean, it's what I love. It's so fun. I just couldn't be happier in any place. Like, I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
All right, and on the flip side, any big boo-boos or moments you wish you could do over, like when you're on stage or anything like that?
On stage is a lot different than on film, because if you mess up on film, it's fine. We can do it again. If you mess up on stage, you have to, make it work almost.
Yep.
A lot of the time on stage, I'm not putting this on anyone, and I make mistakes all the time, but a lot of the time someone won't enter, and that's when I'm left there. There was a time when I was like younger, and one of my friends didn't enter, and I had to just totally improvise a scene for like 8 minutes or something, and it was terrifying, but it was a great feeling once I got off stage, and I felt like I saved it. But honestly, if I could redo anything, it would probably be just every time you mess up, you really can't dwell on it, because you can see it, you can see when you're off your game, and you really just have to forget about the mistakes you make and just keep hustling and doing the best you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just out of curiosity, where was your friend for those 8 minutes?
I think she thought that it was a different scene going on, and she had time to run quickly to the bathroom, which was around the school. And when she was in the bathroom, someone ran in to go get her, and she had to come back on. And I didn't hear the story. I honestly didn't want to talk to her after that, but it was, it was scary. My heart. There's nothing scarier than not knowing what to do on stage. There's nothing scarier. I've never gone through a more mortifying moment.
Well, you survived, so.
Yeah, we did it.
All right, your bio says that Jim Carrey is your acting inspiration. Which of his performances is your favorite?
Jim Carrey. I am amazed by Jim Carrey. Honestly, it's so hard to pick just one. I think something that represents him, greatly is Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And the fact that he can move like that, and just the delivery, it's so unique, and it's so himself, he's really not trying to be anyone else, and it works so well. But the most impressive thing, my favorite movie is The Truman Show, and I'm just so impressed that he can be that funny and make you feel that emotion in that movie. It's such a serious movie, but it's amazing, and it really makes me think every time I watch it.
You're right. Yeah, that movie is definitely a cut above. Well, hopefully you get to live out your dream and work with him one day. I know that's one of your aspirations. So, maybe he'll listen. Yeah. Maybe he'll listen to this and call you in. You never know.
Jim, if you're listening, I love you. Let's do a movie together. I look kind of similar to you. I could totally play your son. It would be awesome. It'd be hilarious. Yeah, let's make it work.
All right, so I'm sure his people are going to talk to your people, and something's going to happen.
That'd be awesome, but we'll see how it goes.
I'll mention him on Twitter with the link to this interview. Let's see what happens. I'm rooting for you.
Oh, I would be.
All right, honestly. So we're learning a lot about you. Tell me something people will be surprised to know about you.
Surprised to know about me. I was in the circus for 2 to 3 years. Yeah, that's something that a lot of people don't know.
No way. What did you do?
I'm a tall guy. I'm like 6'3", and my friend, he's very small for his age. He's my age, and he's around like 5. Now he's probably like 5'5", but he was much smaller when I was in the circus, and we did like an acro routine, and it was hilarious, but it was really impressive too. I would like throw him up in there, and it was just crazy. And then I would also walk on these globes, which were these huge plastic balls sort of like situation going on, and I could like jump rope on it and like juggle on it and like hula hoop on it, and that was really, that like made people, that was like my thing, I guess. But that was the circus, and that was fun. It was a lot of touring and just having fun with friends and trying new things. But I loved that.
Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome.
I can play around 7 instruments.
7 instruments? Like musical instruments?
Yeah, not all well, but I can play some of them well, and I dabble in some other ones.
Oh, that's impressive right there. So circus performer, multi-instrumentalist. How about languages?
I speak a little bit of Spanish. I really want to speak it, but I'm terrible at languages and stuff like that. In school, I'm pretty good at math and science and like linear things with numbers. And then things like English and Spanish and like history, I'm a good student, but I just find math to be much easier, things with answers. And like just like translating and conjugating in Spanish, it's so confusing to me, but I would love to learn to speak it one day. I'm trying.
All right, good. All right, so anything else you have coming up that you want to promote?
Disney Zombies coming out next year. I mean, I don't know when this interview is going up, but the music video is being released next week, right before Halloween. So that's something you guys should check out. Okay,
excellent. All right, I know you're involved in some charities. Any charities you want to give a shout out to?
Oh my God, there's so many. The Waterkeepers Alliance, Keep Child Alive. Anything involving bullying and just being nice to people. I'm involved with many charities like that, but really anything that has to do with that, I support. I just hate bullying so much. It's the worst thing. Like the suicide prevention hotline, shout out to them. Honestly, just every charity, like no matter what for. Honestly, I'm with so many of them right now. I love to help out as much as I can.
Well, it sounds like you have a pretty big heart, which is awesome. I'm sure your mom's going to be proud and happy to hear you say that. Can you share your social media profiles?
Yeah, social media. Instagram is Milo Manheim. Twitter, Milo Manheim. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not really on anything else.
All right, well, I'm sure. I don't know how many followers you have now, but come January.
Right now, I think I have like 32 followers on Twitter, and then I have like 1,000 on Instagram.
It's going to be about 100x, if not 1,000x that in a few short months, don't worry. And use it for good. I mean, you got a big heart. You're involved in charity, so I highly, I would like to see you, promote some good on there and not just selfies all day. So do me a solid and use your social media power for some good, because it seems like you're involved in a lot of cool stuff.
I have posts planned for when I get more followers, so I can start spreading the word about many organizations and charities.
Awesome. Okay, so last question is Zombies coming out January 2018. Why do you think teens should tune in and watch this movie?
I think the message that the movie sends out is really important for people to hear, no matter what age. Especially now, there's a lot of, I don't want to say hatred in America, but there's a lot of, arguing and disagreements, and we're not in the best place right now. And I think watching the movie, getting a reminder that we have to listen to other people and we have to see the good in other people, it's really an important thing to see, and not to make assumptions about anything really, and to not have preconceived ideas about people, and just to be nice. Honestly, it's what we need to do.
Well, that sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to watching the movie. I'm also looking forward to seeing you progress in your career. Sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders. And also just want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me. And I'll probably see you on a red carpet around town at some point. Get you on video and get to shake your hand in person. But for right now, thanks a lot. And everyone who's listening, let's follow Milo. It's Milo Manheim on Twitter and Instagram. It's MiloManheim. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, cool. Milo, thanks a lot, man. I hope a lot of good things come your way and you get to spread your message and the love you have for your fellow man. And keep going, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. If I ever am in a movie with Jim Carrey, I'll remember this.
Jim Carrey, you got to make it happen. All right, Milo, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.